Good evening, Dolphins fans. This is your boy Finstanza. It's the post-game show. I thought the Dolphins were going to win today. Reverse psychology didn't work, Sammy. It didn't work, Sammy. Guys, welcome to the Finstock Sports post-game show. Bobby, as he mentioned on the pregame show, can't be with us for now. He might join us about an hour, but I have a wonderful replacement. We got Courtney, okay? We got Courtney. She's not going to hold back. Sometimes Bobby holds back, but Courtney never does. Doll never holds back. Sammy, Courtney, how you both doing? Happy holidays.
Happy holidays to you.
Happy
We're
holidays.
alive, aren't we? Yes.
Yeah.
We're still alive.
So, guys, the Miami Dolphins lose today 45-21. It looked pretty good after the first quarter. It looked okay after the second quarter. Then you think, they're going to get the ball at the half. But then, Sammy, what were we talking about on the post-game show?
You should have known better because you're the one who brought the statistic. So, yeah, no, but and you should have known better because you're the one who brought the statistic, and then you said the Dolphins are going to win. That's on you.
It's reverse psychology, Sammy. It's reverse psychology. I kept on giving people a chance, but honestly, Courtney, because we were on the pregame show, I just wanted to get your feedback initially. How's everyone? How's your family? How's everyone doing? And then, what were your initial thoughts? You're heading into this game. Quinn Ewers starting. What were your expectations? You haven't had a chance to talk about Tua being benched. And on a side note, leading into this, guys, the only player they focused on the entire game, Zach Wilson wasn't there. I didn't even know Quinn Ewers and Zach Wilson were ever on the team this season. But why is it every 5 seconds they kept on showing pictures of Tua? Anyways, Courtney, floor is yours.
I'm good. Family's good. Stressing for the holidays, but I think everyone is. I'd like to take a moment and just say FU Texas A&M on to the Cotton Bowl. At least one of my teams is winning. Go you. And I expectations. We benched our quarterback. We started our rookie third string. They basically swapped, and we're out of playoff contention. So anybody who saw this as anything other than an audition to see what we have moving into next season are stupid and need to get off the drugs, because this was no Quinn Ewers was going to come out and be a superstar and rock it, and we were going to win out to screw up our draft pick and fall out of the top 15. I understand what people even thought was going to happen here. It was going to be. I'm shocked, but I had zero expectations. I was just going in and seeing what I could do. I was vastly disappointed, but not in the way that anybody probably expects me to be. Actually, they probably do.
Yeah. So, Sammy, I know you got to spend time with George and Frank the Tank and my 1896 Vice, and I know to see Sarney. I've seen him go off, but now he's threatening death on Mr. Magoo. He was going bananas. I've never seen anything like it. But it's music to my ears, right? All of you guys talk unbelievable. So what were your expectations after you saw Sammy? We talked about it on the pregame show. Quinn Ewers started off okay. The running game started off okay. Then next thing you know, they start throwing the ball against the 32th ranked rush defense. What were when you guys on that show? I'm sure you've expressed. I listened to a lot of it. What were your expectations watching this football game? When you were watching this football game, was everything you thought was going to happen, or did things just get worse and worse as you were watching, and you were shaking your head, going, "This guy's never going to learn. This guy's never going to learn."
The problem is that two things. One, basically, I said two outcomes could come about for the game, and basically both did. I say it might be kind of a close game, or it will go off the rails. You say the 50 was feeling confident, but feeling good. When they're feeling like that, it tends to go off the rails. So basically, both things happen. And you were very smart when you said that about the Dolphins on the third quarter they go off the rails, and again that's what happened. Other teams, they go to the locker room, they make adjustments, they go back for the second half, and they adjust positive in a positive manner. The Dolphins go to the locker room and they go back and basically they quit. The defense quit. That's what happened. The Dolphins defense after the second half of the Steelers game quit, and today basically they're just tired. They're just tired of carrying this team. The Dolphins offense Other than A-Chain, which was the color used today, they don't have it.
Yeah,
It's great because
I can't hear you.
I can't hear you. I have trouble hearing you.
Yeah, your mic's like cutting in and out.
Your mic's cutting in
yeah,
and
but
out, Sam.
I think that's a signal because that happened to you guys. So I don't know. That
Yeah.
probably is everyone's
We
Wi-Fi.
can hear
from the
you now,
car.
so go. We can hear you now. You're good.
Okay, that I think that's going to continue happening because I have it according to too. I you have to think it this way: Are we playing? Are we playing to win the game, or are we playing to develop the quarterback who maybe we're hoping that at least is a backup quarterback for next year? Because if you plan to win the game, like in the playoff hunt, the game plan would have been much different. You had to run the ball, protect the quarterback. If you basically say we're out, let's see what we had in Quinn Ewers. Let's go out there and let's swing it. Like I said in the pregame show, Peyton Manning in his rookie year had 28 touchdowns and 29 interceptions. So are we playing to win the game, or are we playing to see what he does in pressure situations? Can he throw the ball? Can he fit it in tight windows? So if that was the case, the gameplay is out the window. But if you try to say like to have easy game plan to see if they can run the ball correctly, and that's not what happened today. And like I said, in the second half, the team came out the second half, and the defense basically quit. They're
We
done.
had the ball.
They're done.
We had the ball. Like, so remember, I said in the pregame show, I hope the Dolphins don't defer and actually kick the ball, because if you've noticed with Tua, they've been trying to get the lead because they were behind heading into the half. They could have taken the lead coming out of the half. They had an awful series coming in, and then it fell apart. And so for me, I saw, and maybe we'll just talk about Quinn Ewers first, and then we'll get to everything else. He looked efficient the way the Mike McDaniel offense typically is with Tua at the beginning, but I felt he was getting out of the pocket. He made throws that Tua doesn't usually make, or Tua would have intercepted. Waller made some good catches. Waddle made some good catches. Malik Washington, some of the play designs were okay. But then all of a sudden there was these moments, and he did this against Pittsburgh, where it's supposed to be a run, and he starts throwing the ball. And he gets away from the game plan, thinking that he's going to be able to throw his way out of trouble, and it doesn't work. And Devon, did you? By the way, it's kind of ironic, and Dahl, you'll lead into this after. Devon Achane literally broke on his touchdown. He broke ankles multiple times. Aaron Brewers, Malik Washington, that's when they're successful. Yes, we need explosive plays. Yes, you need a good quarterback, but that wasn't the purpose today. The purpose was to show what Quinn Ewers could do, and you put him in a position where he was going to fail in the third quarter because you were forcing him to make throws, and then some of the players did not help him out. The Greg Dudlitch, bad fumble. Then there was a reflection on the interception. Like, things happen. Like, he's a rookie quarterback. I didn't expect him to throw wonders. I don't think he was as bad as people knock him for. I personally think the defense did not quit, but at the same time, I think they're just so sick of Mike McDaniel, and I don't think Weaver's going to get a job now. Like, the one thing about the next 3 games, ironically, Sammy, as much as people are talking about McDaniel, and we'll get to him about keeping his job, the next 3 games is the worst thing that can possibly happen to Anthony Weaver, because Anthony Weaver started off like crap, got a little bit better, because the defense saved the Dolphins a few times in the 4-game win streak, and now they're crapping the bed. Remember, guys, this is a team that had 0 points last week at home, and came on the road and scored 45 against the Dolphins defense, which in the 4-game losing streak was the number 1 point differential. They had the best defense point wise, and I have issues with the defense right now. I think, if you saw T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, they were double covered and they just jumped because we have Oompa Loompas for defensive backs, right? So in the end, for me, Quinn Ewers, I don't know about you guys, if I had to give him a grade today, maybe you guys can just. I give him a B-. He was not bad. He was just put in a situation where he was not going to be great. I don't think they gave him enough coverage. Like, I really feel like it was still the broadcast were talking about Tua more than they were talking about Quinn Ewers. Right?
We said that will happen.
So Dahl, what did you? Yeah. So Dahl, what was your assessment of how Quinn Ewers played today overall? I know you had no expectations, but do you put any of the loss on him?
No, I mean, gave him, I'm kind of with you, like a B-. I was thinking about this before. You guys, he was a 7th round rookie quarterback who has had maybe a week to practice with the first teams. He has not been taking reps all year. We already know the Dolphins don't develop the backups. Like the backups, they kind of hang out, and that's why when Tua goes down or Tua's out, the offense stalls. I think he started off great. I think McDaniel doesn't make adjustments, and I think that he still was abandoning the run, kind of like you said. I put 1 interception on him. Maybe I'll give him 1.5. The first one with Dulich, that's on Dulich. He dropped that ball right out of his hand. The deflection over the middle, the ball was right where it needed to be, but 2 things can be this. The defender had a great play on the ball. His hand got in there, but the ball was where it needed to be. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown into such tight coverage, but I don't. It's not like he threw it to the defender. I mean, it went right to the receiver's hand. The defender's got a hand in there. 2 things can be true. It could be a good ball and it could be good defense. The overthrow, that's on him. He overthrew that ball I think it was to Waddle. It was an overthrow right to the sidelines. I kind of wished it would have went out of bounds a little bit. That one's on him. But, I mean, I'm going to make a comparison, and obviously because I'm a Hurricane fan, Cam Ward is arguably the best rookie quarterback in this league. And he's been struggling this year. The Titans are not doing great. He doesn't have a lot of the weapons. But no one's arguing that he is a talented.
They beat the Chiefs today. They beat the Chiefs.
They did. I saw that. He set like a franchise record, I think, for passing. But what I'm saying is he's had a bad game. No one is sitting here saying, like, he's a terrible flop. Like, a rookie that's what a rookie is. No, it's very rare for a rookie to come out in the first season and just light it up and be perfect. I think he did well. I think I'm putting a lot of it on the defense. I'm putting it a lot on the lack of chemistry on the offense because you're throwing in a rookie quarterback who really hasn't developed the relationship. And I'm putting it on Mike McDaniel, horrific, second half play calling and decisions. And there's a couple of other guys I'll throw in there too. Like the 3rd and short. Why are we developing a play 5 yards back? Why are we doing something like Ollie? I'm not thrilled with him on 3rd down, but I don't think you can sit here and watch this and say it's all on Quinn Ewers. I mean, he had some good throws. He made some really good throws. His arm looked pretty good. I mean, and anybody saying Tua wouldn't have been blown out like this, yes, he would have. Tua makes even more mistakes. Tua, you can't compare the two because guess what? The offense isn't the one who let up 41 points or 45, whatever. It wasn't the offense that let that out. Sure, they gave them the ball back too many times, but the defense could have made stops. You can't put the full loss on a 7th-round rookie who arguably, wasn't great, wasn't bad. Like, he did pretty good. For what it was, the short time being thrown into it, he did what a rookie's going to do.
Yeah. Sammy?
I agree with Corny. Basically, Quinn Ewers is a 7th-round pick. That's the bottom line. A lot of petition for a guy who's a 7th-round pick. Okay, he was the top overall recruit coming out of high school. Yes, but how many years ago was that? So
was Tua.
But to be fair, now that you mentioned the unmentionable one, you can see Quinn Ewers. The ball came out of his arm without effort. That guy, the zip was there. So when I saw him, like, wow. And he wasn't. It's not like he had great posture and great footwork. No, the ball was zipping out there, fast, quick, with power. That I liked. I like that a lot. You can see that. Wow, I see the difference already, because Tua needed to control his whole body, basically. Wing, and then you can see the ball basically.
Full cock.
Yeah. It was the ball, the zip was there. That I like. That impressed me. The accuracy, it was a whole week practicing with the first squad, and after riding the bench and holding a clipboard for a year, that time will tell him that. But I like that. I like the fact that the guy, was there, and he's tough because he's mobile. I like that way that he moves in the pocket. He scrambled and threw some pretty good throws. At least I'm hopeful we might have a backup quarterback in Quinn Ewers.
He's not a starter.
Yes, because with the Dolphins cap situation, we cannot afford a $10 million backup anymore. We might have to scrap for a 7th-round quarterback that's basically the backup. I like that. So that's encouraging from the game. Other than that, is what we told in the pregame show. We said that the Dolphins might come out there and basically crap the bed, and that's what they did. They have no business trying to win a game. They had to look into the future. I'm not saying to tank, but they have to play the play as well. They have to find a way. Protection at all costs. I don't want to see him hurt. That play him sporadically. You have 3 good running backs. There's no necessity of him running the ball more than 7 times. I know he might be looking for to build the stats. He's looking for a contract, but we know we're having him. He's a superstar. Don't risk it. And the receiver core, that yikes.
It's rough. It's rough. It's very rough.
It's just rough. It's so.
It is what it is. But Ewers in no shape or form as a starting quarterback, and I think today the fact that McDaniel said it gives him the best chance to win. Well, he gives you the best chance to win if you actually utilize your weapons, but you treated Quinn Ewers like he was like Tua today, and you're treating him like he's a veteran who can win you football games with his arm. And he could maybe at some point as a decent backup, but when you have him throwing the ball 3 times and you're leaving Devon Achane, who's averaging 5 yards a carry, and let's just mix and match, or when it's third and guys, do you know that our 3rd down conversion rate today was 2 for 10? 2 for 10. And poor Quinn Ewers, when's the last time, Sammy, I was shocked, guys, Sammy and Courtney, we tried a quarterback sneak and he slipped because he probably never practiced that before. Mike McDaniel,
on the logo.
Sneak,
and on the logo.
On the logo. So on the logo. So honestly, Quinn Ewers for me did not do anything to change my opinion of him. I'm just happy I saw him. I'm happy that he got a chance to play. He has a lot of growing to do because he was Tua manipulated the first team, maximize the need because he needed the most preparation. But I think he looked more like a professional. But what was your reaction before we talk about McDaniel, the defense, our stupid owner? What was your reaction to the fact that they could not let go of the fact that when is the last time, guys? When is the last time we have seen a 3rd quarterback with a clipboard, with a whiteboard, get more coverage than anybody? Anybody. Look at Tua get excited for Quinn Ewers. Look at his what are we doing here exactly? Like Sammy and Courtney, I'm sure you had the chance to talk about this, but I want Tua gone like it's yesterday's business just because the media and the national television, they are obsessed with him. He's polarizing, and the way he's built and the concussions in Alabama. But the fact that we were trying to focus on Quinn Ewers and the Miami Dolphins, his team is an organization. It's not about one person. And the media and the national broadcast, why do they want to show? Why are they showing this guy who literally has fallen off a cliff? Who cares about Tua? Who cares about Tua? Remember last year, guys, the Jets game? Remember the joke I always make, Sammy? Where they're showing a picture, we're losing, and they see it's cloudy outside. It's like -5, and they're showing Tua with his big jacket on, with a smile on his face, with sunglasses on. It's unbelievable. So what was your reaction, guys, just constantly seeing Tua throughout the football game? What was the point of showing him? What's the point?
Yeah, but we called that before the game. I want Courtney to react. I'm sorry if I caught her. So Courtney, go ahead.
Yeah.
About Tua?
Yeah. Go ahead.
We did it to ourselves.
Yeah, why are people so obsessed with him? Why are people so obsessed with him?
Because we did it to ourselves.
Yeah, the media coverage.
We did it. As Dolphin fans, as the Dolphins, we did it. With the injuries and keeping him in and then paying him all this big money and, him out there showing me the money went viral. And we did this. So, of course, the media is they're laughing at us. That's what it is. You paid this guy millions? Oh, okay. Everybody wants to talk about it. Tyreek's out there. They made everybody try to buy into him so bad. They made him, when they had Tyreek out there saying he's the most accurate quarterback he's ever had, comparing him to Patrick Mahomes. We did it. We made our entire identity as a team surrounded around Tua. And, they defended him. They tried to shove Tua down everyone's throat. But now mid-season you bench him. Well, of course he's the story now, because what else are you going to talk about with the Miami Dolphins? There's nothing else coming out of our camp. We're not winning. We're not doing great things. We're falling. Third season in a row that we're just absolutely falling apart. We made him our centerpiece. We made him the face of the Dolphins. And so, yeah, no one's going to talk about anything but Tua. And he's on the sidelines, like, living his best life. Because, shit, pay me $500 million, whatever. I'll sit on the bench. I will be happy as a clam to never play a day in the NFL and sit my back on the bench and collect that giant paycheck. What do I get paid? He is too. So everyone's going to make it a thing because the Dolphins have made it a thing. And, Mike McDaniel and Ross, and they have just gassed him up, and they have, they basically gaslit the entire NFL to say, you guys don't know what you're seeing. He's like the greatest thing ever. We don't know what you're saying. He's like super fragile, but like he's totally worth all this money. Like, we did it ourselves. So the media is the force. What else they can talk about? They should be talking about Achane, but that's a whole other story. I'll just say that he's the best thing that's happening to this team. But why would they not talk about it? It's all the fucking fan base talks about. They won't shut the hell up. I actually hope when he's gone, half this fan base is gone too. They're all frauds.
Sammy?
You don't care about the Miami Dolphins. You care about Tua. Don't give a fuck about him, Tagovailoa.
We said that I actually said we talk about it. I expected that to happen because, of course, it's a what else? It's a battle of a 6 and 8 team and a 4 and 10. What else do they have to talk about it? They had to
4 and 10.
Come on. It was the first start. Like Courtney said, it's been positive or negative. He's been the face of the franchise for the last 5 years. So now from the guys who got the contract, the concussions, everything that happened, now goes to hold the clipboard. Of course they're gonna show it, and we expected it to happen. We expected it to be happy-go-lucky guy on the sideline, smiling, and every take. They made sure to get those clips. They made sure to get Stephen Ross, smiling on the box. Those things do not happen by coincidence. It's the reality of it because that is not made up. Those things actually happen. They might magnify it, but it doesn't mean it didn't happen. So, I don't expect this to happen every single game for the time Tua is on the Dolphins uniform, but I expect it to happen today. So it's not a big deal. I think that the media is gonna do what the media does, right or wrong. They have a job to do. They had to maximize the time they had, and it's newsworthy. The guy was the starting quarterback of the Dolphins with a $50 million contract, and now he's holding a clipboard. Of course, it's going to go to him. How much of a distraction it was? I don't think it was a distraction. I don't think the guys were, oh man, Tua is over there. They don't care. They don't care. I think it shows. And if Quinn Ewers doesn't care, I personally don't care.
Yeah. So let's transition. So Robert Griffin III saying it's not Tua's fault. Today we hear reports, Jonathan Jones, Tua's coming back. Sorry, not Tua, McDaniel's coming back. In Rappaport, McDaniel might be coming back. This is before the game. Adam Schefter, there's no guarantee. No one knows. After today's game, as much as I talked about, we ripped Tua. This is 2022. Whether it's you, Sammy, in the last year, whether it's Courtney for the last 2 years, whether it's Bobby, Brett, all of them have heard Malloy. Everyone's heard me ramble over and over on the fact that this guy, this coach, is literally going to be the downfall of this team. As bad as Greer is, as bad as Tua is, the guy who leads the people, the guy who's the face of the franchise, who talks to the media more than anybody, the guy who's on the sideline looking at his play call sheet. Did you once see him go talk to Quinn Ewers throughout the football game? Not a chance. He was in his play calling sheet the entire game. Mike McDaniel, now everyone wants him gone. Everyone wants him gone. I could have told you. The way people were ripping Greer, I could have told you year one, McDaniel's not the head coach of this football team. And you see today, it doesn't matter if he has Tua. I don't care if he has freaking Josh Allen. Unless the quarterback is Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, or the second coming of Dan Marino, this coach cannot do anything. In the end, it's proving that a coach does not matter for this football team because he can't develop a QB. because today what he showed is his team was the exact same team, Tua or no Tua. The team stops running the ball. The team can adjust. Before today's game, guys, it was 98-27, the worst point differential, the least amount of points coming out of a half in the NFL. It got worse today. Burrow, did you see Burrow on that play? Did you see Burrow? He was completely mauled. Like the receiver had him like this, and he did a little flip pass to his tight end who went for 45 yards. Mike McDaniel didn't even react. There's no reaction. There's no concern about it. He's still in his play call sheet. No hurry up, no rush, no nothing. Force the ball with a rookie quarterback. I don't understand. Like, what is Mike McDaniel? Does he not? Why is he so laid back, Sammy? Like, why is it that this guy last 5 weeks ago, trolling Bills fans driving by, letting the people dance in the laundry carts? Then they get embarrassed in Pittsburgh. Then you don't learn your lesson there again. And now, once again, he's actually going to have a losing season. We're going to have another losing season under Mike McDaniel. He's going to end up either the best he can finish with is a 500 record as a coach for the Dolphins after 4 years. And that includes the 11 and 10 win season, which tells you how bad his other two seasons have been. What the heck is Mike McDaniel actually thinking? Like, how does a guy coach the way he coaches, the way he coached today, with no sense of urgency for his own job? Like, how can someone feel that secure? Like, I'm just going to keep on coaching. I'd be terrified for my job. He doesn't seem concerned. Even post-game conference, guys, he's about to lose his job. Courtney?
Want to go first? I'll go first. I'll go first.
Yeah.
Courtney, go ahead.
I think you were going first. I'm sorry.
Okay, I'll go first.
Ladies first on this. Ladies first.
Yeah, but I think I got your thoughts, so I was a gentleman. I'm trying to.
I would say it's not Tua haters that are the problem. It is the far right on both. It is the Tua haters and the Tua obsessors, and the Tua going at it. And then those of us, the majority of us that are in the middle, that are like, we just want our quarterback to do well so we win games. And depending on how that goes, you're getting it from either side. So it's not the one side or the other or the haters. It is the psychotic obsession on both sides. And those of us in the middle are the ones that have to be like, please go away. Like, I don't want to deal with any of you. That's what I mean. I'm not on either side. I'm the middle. Shockingly, because I'm very rarely the neutral middle. I mean, you talk about Devon Achane, I am gonna hurt you. But
yeah.
I'd like to say that I don't believe. I think it's just the extremes that are the problem. Exactly. Yeah. Okay, go ahead, Sammy. You wanted to talk about?
Go, Sammy.
You were talking about first Mike McDaniel.
Yeah.
If Mike McDaniel comes back next year, the fix is on, and they're all together in the fix. They basically said, screw it. Flores didn't want to drop games. Come back next year. We're gonna wrap it over. You get 2 years to come back for sure. You're gonna be safe, because there's no way you're basically gonna have the team you're gonna have next season and expect Mike McDaniel to do better than he did next year. You either have to scrap it over and start over and get a new head GM, a new head coach, and that a new GM might include Bailey. Yes, I'm sorry, Kelly, but you have to start over. You cannot have Mike McDaniel, because Mike McDaniel is not going to do better next year than he did this year. The talent is probably going to be even less. So you're going to set him to fail. Is he going to come back to be a lame duck? Is Champ Kelly basically going to come back to say, okay, I'm going to be here, but I know I'm a lame duck and they're going to fire us the next year? He's not going to take a job like that. That will probably ruin his career. So the options are, or either all in the fix, and they all agreed, we're gonna scrap it over, we're gonna suck next year for whoever, and then we're gonna do a continuity. You be the GM, and by then you're gonna stay as the coach, or they're gonna basically fire everyone, and they're gonna have to start over. It's a mess. It's just a mess.
Yeah. So there's pictures today, and I'm sure you guys all saw them. Last week there was the pictures of Tua Tagovailoa laughing with 2:45 left, and then laughing with actually Mike McDaniel's arch enemy, who wanted out of Miami, and Jalen Ramsey, while the team was sulking in the locker room. Tua was having a good old time laughing with his former teammate, who was trolling him the entire game on the field, funny enough. I guess Tua found that funny. Stephen Ross is up there with his binoculars talking to Tom Garfinkel and his daughter, and you're saying to yourself, what is he watching and why is he smiling? There's a hat below. It says 45-14, and he has a smile on his face. And I'm saying to myself, are we all not in on the joke, Courtney and Sammy? Is there something that Tua, Mike McDaniel, and Tom Garfinkel and Stephen Ross know? Is there a joke they're telling everybody that we are just missing the pun? We're missing something because everyone seems to be laughing. Everyone seems to not be worrying about their jobs. But this coach,
they're all into it.
Yeah, it's really bad. And also, you know what's funny? If I was wearing those binoculars, did you happen to notice every time the Burrow was in the red zone and you saw behind him how empty the stands were today, Sammy? It was empty. The Snowbirds are already down there, most of them. The stadium was empty. I look, guys. The Snowbirds are down there. I could have gone to a game for under $10 Canadian into that building. It is unbelievable at the Hard Rock Stadium. It's under $10 in the middle of December. Like, it's unbelievable. Like, you could hear Bengals fans more. You could hear Dolphin fans. And you even said when Vice was on Been Faithful today, 1896 Vice, like he even said, like after Dutledge dropped the ball, you could just see the fans turn. But like, what is this? I obviously Frank the Tank nuts and night, but like, what is this owner thinking? Like, how do you actually look at this investment? Look at this team. Why do you own this team? You must own it. You can't own it to want to win, because if you want to win, then why aren't you doing things to actually put yourself in a place to win? Because a couple of years ago, guys, he tried to collude to get Brady and Peyton. He tried to get Deshaun Watson. He tried to get Jim Harbaugh when Sparano was there. What happened to that guy? Go like the great Eddie Guerrero, Sammy. Cheat and steal. Do whatever you have to do to win. But why does he? What is going on? Like, the fix is in, like you just said. Like, Courtney, is the fix in? Like, what joke? What are we missing? Everyone seems to be laughing when we're losing. Well, all of us are pulling out our hair, going, "We just want to win. We just want to win. You don't want to win. What's going on?" To us, finds it funny. Ross finds it funny. I don't find it funny. Do you?
I have a different bank account than them, though. That's why they're laughing.
Actually, yes, they have a completely different perspective, for sure. She's right.
Ross owns this team so he can own the stadium. He doesn't give a fuck about the team's performance. He's already, F1, he just cares about lining his pockets with that. He knows the Dolphins aren't going to bring him in the money that stadium's going to bring him with all the events that he can host there. And so, yeah, they live it off. They laugh it off because they don't take the Dolphins franchise seriously. This is like a fun little hobby for him to get to that stadium and for him to make his money in other ways. It's just a fun little hobby for him. So, they lost. Oh, this fun little hobby. They don't have the passion that for all we say about Jerry Jones, at least he wants his team to win. Like, he's a crazy owner too, but at least he's a crazy owner who actually wants his team to win. Ross is like, I don't care. I'm about to host. I have 18 things lined up in this offseason to bring me money through this stadium. I'm going to jack up the prices to $85 for a glass of water, and I'm going to line my pockets. Tua's laughing at the giant contract that we paid him to do absolutely nothing. Mike McDaniel's laughing because despite the fact that he should be gone and he shouldn't be gone, he has lined it so that Tua will be his scapegoat for another season. So he'll continue to get that paycheck. And Garfinkel's laughing because he doesn't have to know anything about anything. He just has to sit there and schmooze with Ross, and he keeps his paycheck. So what? The daughter says she's a nepo baby. What does she care? She's making her dad's money. She's just laughing along as well. Like, that's the joke. The joke is up. We are the joke. But hey, if I could make that kind of money just being absolutely horrible at my job, I would do it all day long, every day of the week. Unfortunately, that's not the case. We can only hope that we find. You know, what'd be great is if. No, I'm not gonna say no. That's too bad. That's too much. But just don't thinking it, guys.
I got it. Sammy?
Stephen Ross basically is like I said. They, how do they say, champagne problems is what they call it. They have champagne problems it's a toy, it's an investment. They probably do it in a different way. I do believe that last time they when Monday Night Football, when that stadium was getting empty and the Boo Bears and the media jumped on Stephen Ross, he felt the pressure and he basically fired Chris Weir. You're gonna have this week and next week of the same pattern, because I expect the next week to even get worse, because the Bucks are better. The Bengals is the bottom half of the league in offense and defense. The Bucks right now are playing for the playoff spot, if any, because the Bucks are basically diamond, but they're gonna play hard. They're a tough team, so it's gonna get worse next week. So you can see you can spend a lot of the camera to be on Stephen Ross to get embarrassed, and that last game of the season, when the Patriots might be playing for the number 1 seed or the division championship, they're gonna put a pounding on the Dolphins, or they're gonna try at least. So Stephen Ross is on the spot. Status quo is not enough. It's just not enough. And I saw a video that Ashley 304 Sports Babe and Lou put on X on Tua basically walking to a tunnel with some kind of a kind of smarky face. It bothers some. It bothers some for sure. So it's not gonna be a good end of the season. That season was not promising. I had the Dolphins at 7-10. I don't think we're gonna go to 7-10.
They're not winning another game.
I'm gonna fall short apparently. So
they're not winning another game.
If we don't have a catastrophic fingers crossed, God bless them. But if we don't have a catastrophic injury to one of the key guys for the last couple of games, it was a success. That's the only thing we're praying for no one to get hurt. Because other than that, we're done.
Yeah. Because you know what I learned today watching this game? Every player on this team, there are 52 players on this team. There are 52 who I don't care if they're back next year. Even Sealer. Brooks had a very bad game. There's only one player that every time he gets the ball, every time he touches the ball, every time he does something with the ball, and if I'm him, I wouldn't want to be here if Mike McDaniel's here. If Mike McDaniel's here, I sit because he doesn't use me properly, and I save his keister, and I've won him all 6 games. His name is Devon Achane. Like, what are we doing here exactly? Devon Achane gets you the points. He gets you down the field. He breaks tackles. Chase Brown was used as a dual threat today, and what did Mike McDaniel do? He didn't use Devon Achane as a dual threat. He sprinkled Devon Achane in to balance the attack. No, Devon Achane for right now is your attack, and everyone else struggled. The only guy who doesn't struggle, and for a guy who gets as many touches as he does, the fact that he does not fumble the ball, the fact that he holds on to that ball, the fact that he does what he does for the size that he is unbelievable. And if I'm Devon Achane, I don't want to be here. Why would I want to play for Mike McDaniel? I'd sit, because why, if I'm him, I'm not signing a contract extension in the offseason with this team. I don't know where this team is going. This team is in no man's land. I don't know who the quarterback is. I don't know who the coach. I know the head coach is probably not going to be here for much longer. But my defense doesn't give me anything to play for because they quit. My quarterback, everyone looks lost except for Devon Achane. And the guy still has a positive attitude. He sort of, honestly, he I like the fact that he just has his attitude is because he just loves playing the game of football. But at one point, he's going to lose his shit, because at one point, what kind of mediocrity is he playing around? Like, he goes, I'm playing with these bozos? And it all goes on Mike McDaniel. Guys, at one point, Bobby, Sammy, and Courtney, did Mike McDaniel look at all concerned that he lost today? He didn't look concerned. The half is over. I'm going to run into the tunnel. Oh, we need to make adjustments. We have to get off to a good start in the third quarter. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, right. Third quarter, you can't do nothing. So, guys, is there anyone on this team outside of Devon Achane that you care is on this football team next year? Like, Jordan Brooks is a great player, but there's no one even who holds a cap. Like Jalen Waddle, like T. Higgins catches footballs like they're nothing. Jamar Chase, it looked like a struggle for Jalen Waddle to catch balls. I know you love Jalen Waddle. I like Jalen Waddle too, Courtney. But T. Higgins is better than Jalen Waddle this year, today. He was making contested catches, just jumping over people, double covered. Jalen Waddle was supposed to be a good security blanket for him today. He wasn't. He was just Jalen Waddle. So overall, this team, I think they can turn it around if they get a new head coach and a proper general manager. And also to add, if I'm Champ Kelly, Sammy, and Courtney, I don't want the job. Why would I want to tie myself to Mike McDaniel? Like, really? I wouldn't want to tie it. And this is the definition of status quo, because we're going to finish the best 8 and 9. We're probably going to finish worse. The best we can finish is status quo. So what are your thoughts on the fact that literally poor Devon Achane, I feel so bad for this kid. And as much as I troll him for the fun of it. But at the same time, this guy's an utter wonder. And Mike McDaniel is actually hurting him more than helping him, in my mind. What do you think, Courtney?
I mean, we all know where I stand on Devon Achane.
We know this.
Unfortunately, you know why he's still giving it his all? Because it's an audition. He's showing every other team around the league, look at me. And he's garnering attention, and his price tag is going to be astronomical. And while I want the Dolphins to re-sign him, I want to keep him for my own sanity. He's probably going to go to, like, another team's going to pay him. They're going to offer him money, and I think he's going to take it because of the hot mess that's in Miami. I hope he stays. I want Jalen Waddle to stay. I know he's divisive, but I don't really think we have another receiver that compares to Jalen Waddle on our roster. I think I would like to keep him. I like him. I think he's a great number 2 wide receiver. I do think that we need some size, but I love me some Jalen Waddle. I love my Fins for the win after the game. I feel like I haven't seen that in a long time, but that's a personal pick. Here's the thing. Greer was the first scapegoat. Then it was Tua, although Tua was they're both well deserved. They all need to go. But the Tua might have kept McDaniel, and for this week McDaniel could turn around and say, "Oh, but I only had a week to get him developed," like that. There's going to be an excuse. But, and I said this before, no self-respecting competitive GM is going to come into the hot mess that is Miami and not be able to bring in their own staff. No worthwhile GM is going to say, yeah, let me come into here. You can keep McDaniel and I'll build around that. And then what? You get a new GM, but then next year you fire McDaniel. And so then you're looking for a head coach again. Like, no one's going to want to come into that instability that's worth anything. Somebody that does come into that, maybe a young guy that has no other prospects, no self-respecting GM is going to come into that. They're going to want to say, I want full control. I want to bring in my staff. Let me be in the, you can't piecemeal an organization together. And unfortunately, because Ross is an imbecile, that's what he keeps trying to do. Tua is going to, he's there. I don't think that we're going to let him go. Tyreek's gone at the end of the season, whether he's going to be post June 1st or pre June 1st, he's gone. You gotta ride out the season, and then you just need to clear house. And, there's no saving the season. There's no excuse for the fact that, your offense is just so inept. There's no excuse that there's just the same mistakes being made, but unfortunately, I don't have any faith that Ross is an imbecile. I just don't think McDaniel is a head coach. Now, he's too. We need something good. We've had McDaniel for how many years? What have we done? Yeah, he inherited a broke quarterback, but the quarterback's not the one calling the plays. The quarterback's not abandoning the run. The quarterback isn't the one calling on 3rd and 1 to develop a play with Ollie Gordon 5 yards behind it to then
I don't understand that.
Second week in a row bounces off the ass of somebody and falls backwards for a loss. Every other fullback I know gets the ball under center and just bulldozes his way forward. Here we are on 3rd and 1, 2 weeks in a row, developing it like a normal ass run play. And then Ollie for the second week, that's your play caller. At this point, I don't know. You don't have a good GM, you don't have a good quarterback, you don't have a good head. It's all just a clusterfuck, and the only way to do it is just toss it and start building anew. level the ground and start building up. That's all I can say.
Yeah, Sammy. Yeah, Sammy, just to tie into it.
Yeah, please set me up again. Basically, we're talking about A-Chain, right? Because A-Chain.
We're talking about H.N. being here. We're talking about H.N. being here. Why would he want to be here? And just the whole cluster frick of the organization and the way McDaniel is managing this team.
The Dolphins basically are lucky that Devon H.N. is a rookie and he doesn't know any better. He's young. He's never been on another team. He doesn't know how good maybe somewhere else. So that gives the Dolphins some kind of an advantage. The franchise tag always going to help the Dolphins. So, but I hope and I expect the Dolphins to be smart this time and not to wait to force the issue when it comes to push comes to shove and basically try to give it an extension when it's too late. I think that he's the leader of this team on performance. I'm not saying he's great in the locker room. I had no idea how kind of leader he's in the locker room. But on performance, he leads by example. He's always there. He's making plays. He's playing tough. He's performing. So that's the kind of leader you want right now because we talked about the character of the team, of the culture of the team. Sometimes you set the culture where you're not winning by performance, by the way you're playing, but you're playing rough, you're playing hard, if you're playing to the whistle. Brooks and Asian basically are the 1-2 guys I see every single Sunday giving their all. So the Dolphins better be smart enough and said, listen, this team might not go anywhere, but we need Devon Asian to give us a fighting chance and to give us a respectable chance and to be the face of the Dolphins right now. So I expect the Dolphins to do the smart thing and basically lock him up. And again, Devon Asian is a rookie. He's never been in any other franchise before, so he doesn't know any better. So I expect him to resign with the Dolphins, and the Dolphins be smart enough. If they don't do that, they're dumb than we even think. And that's saying a lot of the 25 years of mediocrity, as you already know.
Yeah. Courtney, just to break it to you, because I don't think you realized it, do you know that if the U play the Texas A&M Aggies between the years 2020 and 2022, they may have lost? Want to know why? You know who their running back was from 2020 to 2022? Your boy.
I know, and I've already tweeted about it, and I said, you may have had him for them, but I have him now, so suck it.
Yeah.
He played for you, but he's mine now. So I have H-N, and I beat you. That's my mindset now.
Yeah.
You're running back stuff.
So let's just backtrack a little bit. There's some comments here talking about the fact that, McDaniel, and I've talked about it, and I think I almost gave Bobby a heart attack when I said it 2 weeks ago. If I had a choice between Tua Tagovailoa and Mike McDaniel, I would choose Mike McDaniel. But people are saying give Mike McDaniel a chance. And I want Bobby, if Bobby's ready to come in, let him pop himself in. I'm not sure if he's ready because he's in the background. Pop you in, Bobby? There you go, Bobby. So, Bobby, I'll let you lead in because it's a big topic that we talked about today on the pregame show. Guys, welcome El Jefe, the man, the legend, whatever you want to call him. People are putting in the comments, give Mike McDaniel, yeah, he looks like he just came from church. Okay, he just came from church, watching quiet.
He looks like a college professor.
Yeah. Yeah. So, or he looks like Kirk Russell from what's that movie? Falling Down. But so Bobby, people in the comments are talking about give Mike McDaniel a chance. After today's game, does Mike McDaniel really deserve a chance? Just take the time. Floor is yours. What you saw from today's game, and the topics we covered, which I'm sure we're listening to, so you feel free. Mike McDaniel, the Quinn Ewers, Ross looking like Tua Tagovailoa with his binoculars today, laughing when it was 45-14. Like, this organization from top to bottom I think the fix is in. Like Sammy even said it, the fix might be in.
So, first off, thank you. Sorry. It's funny. I told my wife, I said, okay, I'm going to let Audrey finish what she's doing. I'm going to go ahead and jump in here very quick, say hello, give my 2 cents. As soon as I get in, they came right behind me to dig out in the car. So, it'll be a few minutes here. But, look, I think before the game on the pregame show, we talked about that these 3 games here is this job. This is it right here. And with, I'm not I just want to say, I don't know if anybody has said anything about it yet, because I couldn't hear because I was trying to listen, but I'd walk away to hear a little bit of what you guys were saying. I don't put any blame on the 7th round rookie quarterback. this was his first game, it's whatever. So
No.
I know a lot of people are like,
Zero. Zero.
put him bench, put back Tua, and do it. No, stop, just stop. I saw on social media that people stop it. This was big to me. Yes, this is a big indictment on Mike McDaniel. He made a big move to sit Tua, which I think was the right move. You had to make this, but he made that move to save his job, and you can't go back. You can't turn around. You did. And not only that, I can understand the debate of, or not the debate, but the decision to go with another quarterback over Tua, because you've seen enough, and now McDaniel wants to separate himself from him. But you chose Quinn Ewers over Zach Wilson, and you put in the 7th round rookie, saying, hey, he's our best chance to win. Well, you just got beat 45-21, and it wasn't really a 20 type of game. So, absolutely, even though I say, look, right now, if I understand Miami's probably not thinking about letting go, it might be in the back of his, Stephen Ross's mind. But these next 2 games that are coming up is going to be huge for the Miami Dolphins. If they play like they played today and do what they did against a team like Cincinnati, who has the worst defense in the NFL, your offense does that. I don't care who's your quarterback. When your offense does that, you get away from the run, and I don't have the numbers in front of me. I'll see them in the car. That's an indictment on Mike McDaniel. So absolutely, if it was my call today, I'd say let him go. But do I think that's going to happen yet? No. I think that they're going to say, okay, let's see how he does against Tampa. Let's see how he does against New England. Please, we know how that's going to go. If he did this against Cincinnati, you know what's going to happen against New England. You know what's going to happen against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So, for me right now, I absolutely would cut him loose. The team was not prepared. They were not ready. McDaniel throws too many interceptions for sure. No, he coaches his quarterbacks to throw interceptions for sure. He puts them in those positions to make bad decisions and to get the guys in. So, it does fall on your coach. Call plays to protect your quarterback. You have a rookie quarterback. And before that, you had a starting quarterback who should not have been a starting quarterback because he can't throw, he can't move, he can't see nothing. He's regressed mentally and physically. Don't put him in losing situations. It's as simple as that. So, yeah, absolutely. Right now, Mike McDaniel should not be the head coach going forward, but he will be. And so he has 2 games left to show why he should. And if he loses the next 3 games and he returns as head coach, that's just because that's Stephen Ross. That's just what. And they will be looking for another quarterback. I don't think Quinn Ewers, the way he played today, is an indictment or anything like that yet. He has 2 games left to show what he learned. The first half, he looked decent. I mean, again, though, like I said, I had no expectations of him going in. So anybody running victory laps because Quinn threw 2 picks and struggled as a 7th round rookie, go eat something.
RG3.
Yeah. Well, that doofus too. See, they made a mistake benching Tua. Were you not watching the games? I just got out of church, so I'm trying to be respectful. I don't want to cuss, all this what, and I'm trying to be good here. But are you not watching the games? Because obviously you're not. You're not. Tua, it was corrective for Tua to be benched.
Yeah.
What should have happened, though, is that we should have an interim coach, an interim GM, an interim quarterback, and a starter new going into next season. That should be what's going to happen at the end of the season.
Yeah.
And anybody else here still crying foul and having their tissues and, oh, boo-hoo, and it's this guy's fault and this guy's fault. Come on. I saw something earlier. I don't know who it was or whatever, but it's like, oh, it's the Tua haters' fault and whatever. No, it's not. It's the team's fault. The team should have moved on a long time ago. Anyway. It's the Dolphins' fault. It's McDaniel's fault for putting his quarterbacks in losing situations. It's the Dolphins' fault for never moving on faster than they should have. It's just what it is. I'm done with Tua. I don't care anything about Tua on the sidelines. I read something that he was kind of coaching up Quinn Ewers. That's what you want to see out of a backup quarterback. But other than anything else, laughing, giggling, whatever else, it don't matter. He ain't the franchise quarterback no more. He should not be. I don't want to hear anybody saying go back to him. It's over. Let it go. Like, who was it? Anna or Elsa? Anna, let it go. Let it go. All right, well, you
Elsa.
Whatever.
Elsa.
Go get there.
Hi, Elsa.
my oldest is back there. You know, she's yeah.
She has a wonderful singing voice, Bobby.
She does. Yes, thank you. And that's true. Mike has so many All-Pros. Yeah. You know, but again, it don't matter if he had a lot of All-Pros or he doesn't have a lot of All-Pros. You have to have your team prepared. And when you have you're facing the worst defense in the league, who've had terrible losses this year. I don't care who's on the offensive side of that football. Your offense should do better than what you did against Cincinnati's team today. I didn't pick Miami to win. I had it 2016, I think, 20-16. Evan did, by the way. All those who want to call Evan the hater, he did pick Miami to win. I didn't. Sammy didn't. Yeah. So, but I did not expect this. You allowed Cincinnati to do that, and you couldn't even score. You couldn't really do anything. Let's see. Please discourage your children. DSG, let me tell you
Bobby, I want to ask you this. Bobby, let me ask you an important question. I think you heard a little bit of what I was talking about. What was one of the number one things we talked about, and I kept on bringing up the stat, 98-27. Have you ever in your life, all your lifetime, and I've been talking about this since 2022, have you ever seen a coach or a team who had the ball, this time they had the ball coming to out of the half. Have you ever seen a team so unprepared, so unenthusiastic, so discouraged coming out of our third quarter? They got demolished. It was interception, it was fumble, interception, punt, interception. Those were their 4 drives in the third quarter, Bobby, in a game that was still in their grasp. That was what he performed in those 4. Oh, yeah, it's the players. No, you could have ran with Achane hard. I understand college football is different, but when they needed a score yesterday, what did they do? Fletcher. Tony got sprinkled in, but it was Fletcher all day. Beck did not throw the ball. It was Fletcher and Tony on routes. And the way they scored their touchdown with Achane and with Tony, with Achane and Malik today, that's what they should have been trying to do coming out of the half. No, let's throw the ball.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a guy so poor at adjusting in the third quarter in my life? I've never seen a coach.
You're putting your 7th round, 3rd string rookie quarterback, who was the emergency quarterback all season long. You're putting him in those type of situations instead of protecting him and putting him in winning situations. We all saw what Devon Achane was doing in the first half. What he did, that 50-yard run, which was
65.
Sorry, thank you. God bless you, Bill. You know, all that. It looked really good. You see that, and then you still say, nah, let's go back to the past. No, let's deviate. Are you serious? Are you serious? Like, so those are things where you're kind of scratching your head and you're going, what is it? What's the message here? We want to win. That's why we're not going to, Anthony Weaver says, I'm not going to bench it. I'm not going to start any younger guys. We're trying to win every game. Are you really trying to win every game? Because you're not coaching like it. They're not coaching like it. So it's either one thing or the other. I can understand if they're going, hey, we're going to go ahead and we know the season is, we're just going to try to put our best game out there, but we're going to play the younger guys, let them get some reps in. That's a different story. So we're not worried about what the score is. We're worried about what we're seeing on the field. Here, Miami's saying, no, we're trying to win. Even though we're out of the playoffs and we're giggling and all being buddy-buddy, we're out of the playoffs now. But we're still trying to play to win. Well, this didn't look like you were coaching to win. So it's a tough pill, and if they did this against Cincinnati, which is a terrible team and a terrible defense, there's no way. I can't see right now what they're going to do against Tampa Bay and especially New England, unless New England needs to wrap up, rest their starters.
Even if New England plays their B players, they can still beat this team. Because I don't know if you guys saw it today. Against T. Higgins and Mike Gesicki and Jamar Chase, Dante Trader, James Marshall, Jack Jones, they all got eaten up. Melifanu, even Jordan Brooks had probably his worst game of the year. Chase Brown broke his ankles. The defense looked like they quit. Bobby, did the defense quit? Sammy, me, sure, Courtney. The defense doesn't give a crap anymore. I'm playing for this coach. This coach
they were looking in the first half, but I will say, they absolutely quit.
Yeah, they always do good in the first half.
All about the draft now, for sure.
I already said they quit. They quit. They quit after during the second half of the Steelers game. They got tired of it, and they basically came out today and started, a little bit hard. They said, "Oh, screw it, we're out of here."
Yeah,
let me look like dog shit.
Doll says I look like a professor, Tat. But let me show Tat the doll there too.
What?
So say hi, man.
Hi.
Hi.
Sorry.
Oh, really?
What's up? Sorry.
Really? You're not really listening, huh? You listen to your Bluetooth. Wow. Commitment, bro.
That happens, Bobby. What can I tell you?
You know what I'm saying? But no, but you're right. And what's the point of being a great play designer if you can't cut? That's true. That's true. Look, right now I think Miami moved up to 10th in the draft. I think right now, and if everything falls right or wrong for them, they could end up being 7th, the 7th overall pick. So that's why, again, this is what I'm going to say. This is what I'll say. I am watching with a fine tooth, especially because the messaging is we want to win. I am watching McDaniel, what he's doing as a coach. I'm watching how he has his team prepared because they supposedly want to win, and he's making big decisions for them to do so. Quinn Ewers gives us the best chance to win, quote unquote. Well, it didn't happen today. You didn't coach a great game. Now, if you have said, look, we're going to put the younger guys in, we want to see what we got in them, and then we're going to make some decisions. That's a different conversation because then we're not worried about the victory or the loss. That's not what Miami's saying. So, on the other end, though, looking at someone like Quinn Ewers and everything else, I am just watching what other guys do. I know what we got in Devon Achane. We're trying to see what we have in Quinn Ewers. I'm not judging his future on this one game. I like what I saw in the first half, and I liked how he responded at the end after the game with, hey, you know what? I thought we did really well, but we effed up here. For a rookie who had no business being in that position at this time, he sounded like a veteran quarterback. So I'll give him his credit there. But I'm not ready. Of course, no one should say he should be the starter. Absolutely not. Not yet. But did he play? We'll see how he does these next 2 games to earn the right to be maybe the long-term backup. And maybe if he plays well enough in the next 2 games, maybe have a chance to compete for that position. But right now, you can't say that right now. It is what it is. And right now, Duke is absolutely – he's absolutely right. Right now,
we have 3. We have 3 backups. Not 2, we have 3.
Not for long.
But let me ask you, Bobby. Bobby, let me ask you this question. Because I think maybe Frank the Tank put out a couple death threats today on Stephen Ross. When you saw Stephen Ross, binoculars and all, probably checking out the new landscaping on the field, maybe he put in some new lights, Sammy. Maybe he's looking to buy one of the companies of the logos today. You never know. Who knows? He was laughing. He was smiling with Tom Garfinkel. 45. The mentality that Tua has about laughing might be coming from Ross. Everyone thinks it's funny, Bobby. He's laughing. Like, I wouldn't want to be seen. At least Greer was smart enough to cover half his face, or you couldn't really see everything with him when he was somewhere when they tried to get a picture of him. Tua and Ross are too stupid to realize, hide yourself when you're smiling. You're not supposed to be smiling when you're losing. Is it a joke on us, Bobby? Is it a joke on us? What's going on with Ross? Has the man lost it? Is he senile? What's going on? I think this is funny.
Maybe he's like you. Maybe he laughs to hide his frustration. Maybe he's like, there's no way they're gonna do this, and they know there's like, oh, how you laugh and you continue to laugh even though you shouldn't be laughing. That's probably what he's doing. I'm gonna assume that. He's just trying to find the joy in whatever he can't be joyful about. I know that if any one of us were owners of the team, we wouldn't be laughing. I think Dahl would probably be right there on the sideline.
No, I would be on the field. I would have been on the field.
On the sideline. You'd be right there on the side breathing down the coach's neck. Or, and I'm like,
I would have benched a coach right there. I'd be like, you can go sit your ass with Tua. Yeah. That's why they don't let me in the stadium. That's why they don't let me behind the scenes because they're a little scared. I would.
But
that would be thinking the Colts owner was like a nice lady compared to me. Heads would have wrong.
I will say, for me, just to wrap my part up to get these girls home, I will say is that right now, as we wait for the final 2 games, I have officially moved into second place of the Pick'em League, Sammy. So I am watching it like, and it's an official 1, 2, 3. So I'm like, oh, there it is. So, and I do know that I picked New England. No, was it? I picked New England. I think Adrian picked the Ravens. So we might get one here. So I'm watching it. So I am officially from 5th to 2nd, so I feel really good right now. So, but
what a search!
I thank you all for doing this while I've been busy with this today. I appreciate you, Sammy. Dahl, always great to see you, my friend. Thank you for coming on, and Finstanza, thank you for management. I appreciate you guys. I will hit you all up later.
You well, buddy.
Thank you, buddy. Talk to you later.
So we're an hour into the show. I appreciate everyone watching. I think we covered a lot tonight. But overall, guys, are the Dolphins going to win one more game this season? Are they going to win one more game this season, Dol? Or do you have zero expectations? It's all about the U for you.
Well, first of all, it is all about the U, but I have to wait till, I have a couple.
New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve. I was trying to think if that's like a week or two, so 2 weeks next week.
Week and a half.
Yeah, something like that. I hope they don't win another game. Just keep that draft. Slide down in the draft. And, I saw somebody made a comment. They said, do we draft a quarterback? Yeah, we draft a quarterback. We go get one in free agency. We need to just hunt for the next person until it hits. So, yeah, you don't, especially if we can get up maybe 7th round, get a decent quarterback, and just keep grinding. But I have no expectations. I don't even lock in when I watch anymore. I'll go do laundry while the game's on. I never would have done that before. You couldn't talk to me. My phone was on Do Not Disturb. I was locked into it. Now I'm like, maybe I'll go make a pizza. Oh, you know what? Let me vacuum the kitchen. Let me go put this laundry away. I'm going to scrub a toilet. So I'd rather do that than watch this godforsaken game. The New England game could be a win only because they may bench, and divisional games are always weird. So, I could see that being a potential win, which would still be meaningless. But, I'm numb. I don't care. I have the U. Even the Heat and the Panthers are letting me down. It's a rough season to be a South Florida sports fan. I think we need to let it go. McDaniel, it's time to go. It's not Tua. He's not locked in. Just let it go. I'm tired. The Dolphins fan, I'm just tired.
Yeah. Guys, Sammy, Bobby told me back in July. Actually, no, it was July. Maybe June. It was June, July, because I had the chance to meet you. You're going to have an amazing ally on the network. He's just as bad as you with McDaniel. You've been actually a little nicer to McDaniel than I thought you would be, but proud of you for that's pretty nice of you. But as you and I said before the season, this guy is not the coach of this football team. I'm going to do my little Barry Horowitz on my shoulder here. This coach is not a coach. He will be one day. He could potentially be one day. You know what actually bothered me today? And it's the little things. It was Darrell Bevel's job, and it was Tua's job to work with Quinn Ewers today. Mike McDaniel was in his play call sheet again. Not dapping him up, not good job, didn't go sit with him, didn't go prop him up. But this is the guy you say gives you the best chance to win. So you have you have a COVID type of relationship with him where you have to be 6 feet apart at all times. And the only time you ever speak to him is on Zoom or through his headset. What kind of coach is that? What kind of leader of men are you? You're not. If you put your rookie quarterback out there and the only time you engage with him is through his helmet. I don't know what to tell about. So, Sammy, even if Quinn Ewers is your quarterback for the next 2 games, today was bad. This was a team that scored 0 points. Yes, they have Joe Burrow, but they scored 0 points at home. They're 4-10, and this is the kind of showing. I don't expect the Dolphins to play better. I don't think the players care anymore. They'll play. They'll be happy if they win, but they're not going to give 125% because I don't think they truly believe in their heart of hearts. As much as we all think Mike McDaniel will be back, I don't think any of these guys want to play for this guy next year. Because I personally think they didn't just quit on themselves, they quit on the team, they quit on Mike McDaniel. It's very clear when you give a 45 at home after you bench your quarterback and you have to lift up your other quarterback, the defense didn't even care. The defense is the offense continues to give me no support. We're always behind in football games. And the moment we're behind, even if we get a key stop, they're not going to get the lead for us. Have you realized every time we fall behind, we don't come back? The moment we fall behind, Sammy, we don't come back. If you're there next, you're there next week, aren't you? You're there next Sunday.
Yeah, I'll be there.
The moment, if the moment it's 3.
If they're trailing, they're done. They're done. And I said already, if you're a player, if you're a Miami Dolphins player, and basically your $50 million quarterback, the captain of your team is now on the bench, you fire the general manager, the head coach is in trouble, and you basically playing to think, okay, I'm gonna play hard, I'm gonna hurt myself, and then I might be a free agent, rehabbing myself, or maybe with a season-ending injury that might take me to the next season. Why am I here to play hard and hurt myself? I'm sure a lot of players are playing for pride, for team, but there are a couple of players that for sure are basically thinking it's not worth it. It's not worth it risking my health and my career for the next 2 games for a team that basically has quit. They fired the GM. They benched the $50 million quarterback. The head coach is probably out of here. Why? Why I'm going to go out there and hurt myself? So it's very complicated. It's ugly territory for the Dolphins. I don't expect them to play hard the next couple of weeks because they're basically, if they think about themselves, yes, they quit, but who am I to blame them? It's their careers, it's their health, it's their future. They're gonna play. They play for a paycheck, so it's hard. It's complicated again, but I hate to say it once again every single time, but it is what it is. These things you just can't control, and this team is just a mess.
Is there any benefit, guys? I know it's never going to happen, but I think it's too late now to fire him, right? Like, I've never seen the fan base this adamant.
They're not going to fire him.
But why continue to get such bad PR? Like, it's like, why do you want to continue to get on? But that's why I'm convinced the fix is in, guys.
I'll tell you what, my perception. The guys in the national media, they hate the Dolphins, always hate the Dolphins. Yeah. Either Joe Philbin or Adam Gase or whomever is the head coach, they're going to crap on the Dolphins. Usually the guys are from New York. If the media's from New York, they're going to crap on the Dolphins. Because every time they think the Marlins beat the Yankees in the World Series, the Heat overpound the Knicks, they have hatred for Miami. They just do. So no matter who it is, they're going to find a way to crap on it. And they're always done that. And they're going to do it right now. The other guys, the guys on the Fox and the West Coast media, you don't see them crapping on the Dolphins. He's the guys from ESPN. He's the guy from New York. He's the guy from the East Coast that always crapping on the Dolphins. And the media is always going to do that. So, but on PR, when you're going to hell, Winston Churchill used to say, when you're going to hell, keep going. You have to keep going. News go away. The news cycle is what? 48, 78 hours, 72 hours. After the season, if they find McDaniel, no one's going to care. And even if they bring him back, it's the off season. No one's going to care until training camp starts again or the draft or whatever. So the bad PR, no one is caring about. I know what you're getting to Evan, but nobody cares about PR. But when you're losing right now, people who are going to cancel their season tickets are going to say, man, that bad PR. They do it because they're tired, like Connie said. They're tired. They're tired of losing. They're tired of investing.
They weren't there today. They weren't
emotionally.
There today.
You said it before. As fans, it's been 25 years with a playoff game. Every single Sunday we're here, and the guys at the stadium are there every single Sunday. You know how many Sundays we have already lost following the Dolphins? Sundays is supposed to be the best day of the week. Weeks. So for a team that has now won a playoff game in a whole year duration, we deserve a prize for the last Dolphins fans. As NFL fans, I will put the Dolphins fans against whomever. Because you have to be really passionate to be 25 years without playing.
I was graduating from high school. I graduated from high school with one.
I don't remember even what I was. Jeez, it's been so long.
I was graduating from high school, and literally Peyton Manning was the quarterback of the Indianapolis Colts as a rookie. That's what it was.
Wow.
Like, think about that.
Again,
it's insane. It's insane. Like, Peyton Manning's been out of the league for like 9-10 years, and it's ridiculous. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Anyways,
yeah, it's a whole generation of Dolphins fans that never saw Dolphins win, and they're now the Patriots fans, the Chiefs fans, they're Tampa Bay Buccaneers fans. They're not Dolphins fans.
Yeah,
I think Connie can relate. Our sons, our daughters look for other teams, not to the Dolphins, because they want to win. And how are you going to convince them to be a Dolphins fan when basically every single dose they see us visible? They just won't be. They don't want any part of this.
Yeah, mine are Steeler fans.
See?
And by the way, if you don't think the league is a little bit rigged, that was the Lions had a touchdown to win the game, and they called offensive pass interference on the Lions, and they lost the game. They had the game-winning touchdown, and the Steelers won.
Well, they called offensive pass interference on us today too. That was bullshit, and that was the downward
that was terrible.
Spiral of our game. That started the downfall.
Yeah. So, guys, we're almost an hour and 50 minutes into the show. I think we covered quite a bit. Any final words, Courtney? What are your plans for the holidays? What's going on? Any final words?
I'm hosting the holidays. Everyone's coming over. I have a 19-pound turkey that I have to take out to start defrosting. Long story.
That sounds interesting.
Honestly, guys, just laugh at the end of the season. Don't take these games seriously. Don't even watch them if you don't want to.
Yeah.
Tune in New Year's Eve to watch the U upset the entire college football and win the Cotton Bowl. Also, alternatively, just watch the game for Michael Irvin clips. Those are...
He is by far
the most entertaining person I've ever seen on a sideline.
Can I ask you a question? Think about this. He is choosing the U over the Cowboys.
You wouldn't know that he played professional football. If you saw Michael Irvin, you would not know that he was in the Hall of Fame for the Dallas Cowboys. You would think that he fizzled out and only ever played for the U. He doesn't talk about the Cowboys, promote the Cowboys, wear Cowboys gear. He does not miss a University of Miami game. And he doesn't just go there. He is on the sideline in a 4-point stand.
On the ground.
Screaming. If you look, they have a camera on him the whole game because he's just like running onto the field. Like after the Malachi touchdown, he's chasing after Malachi trying to get his attention. Like, I'm gonna tell you, if you're not a U fan, just watch some clips of Michael Irvin because it is a cult.
Did you see him kiss? Did you see him kiss Cristobal? Cristobal
afterward at the press conference was like, "That was the most disgusting thing. I'm still washing my face." Like, he's
the best thing for the U. He's so good for the U.
So good, but I just think it's so funny that like this Hall of Fame NFL player, like in the record books, like phenomenal player, does not do anything to promote his entire professional career. You would not.
Did you know how good he was at the U? I watched some of his stats. His U stats were out to freaking lunch. Like, that's insane how good he was.
The old school U guys are more diehard, I think, than any.
Ed Reed, they're like
the Ed Reed, the Ray Lewises, the Irving, like the Rock, like they are diehard, and I really think that the U's starting to bring that culture back, and I love it, and I love that these guys. Anyway, that's what I plan to do is to focus on Michael Irvin and the U, and hope that they don't hurt me, and I'm just numb to the Dolphins. We're gonna look into the draft. We're gonna wait for that tax after the season to see if McDaniel's fired, but nobody should be watching these games thinking that they're just going to do anything other than play mediocre football and, watch Devon Chen, who will give me, probably one touchdown of joy a game.
Sammy, I know you're. What do you have going? Do you have Vince TV on Tuesday? Because I know Christmas you're probably not doing Vince TV Plus on Thursday, obviously.
No, we're not doing Vince TV Plus, but we're contractually obligated to the guys to do Vince TV this Thursday. It's basically we're gonna talk about BTS. You're gonna have to figure out the acronym because after this, there's no way back. There's no way back. If you ask me, there's no way back. You had to look forward. So we're gonna
Steve was going nuts on Twitter today. Steve Howell was going nuts on Twitter today. Did you see him on Twitter today?
Yes. No, I try not to. See, Steve has been going nuts for the whole season right now. So he's pissed. We already exchanged some messages. So I know he's coming from. We're gonna have to write formally of ESPN on the show. So it should be a lot of fun.
Yeah. And when are you heading down to Miami? When are you heading down to Orlando and Miami?
At the end of the week.
Okay. Enjoy the game. I'm sure we'll be talking. If we don't talk, the two of you, I will send you guys both Merry Christmas. Tonight's the last day of Hanukkah for me. Me and Jason Sarney, the token guys, Finn Faithful, we get to celebrate Hanukkah. 8 day of presents, all done. So, anyways, guys, but on Christmas Day, the best time for me to go see the tree at Rockefeller Center is on Christmas Day. No one else is going to see the tree. I get all the pictures I want.
That's smart.
It's smart. Honestly, it's a lot of fun. It's actually a lot of fun to be in New York, where you actually can walk around on Christmas Day and actually see things, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. But guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm sure Steve will be on this week. I'm sure there'll be these 10th Street Boys at some point. I'll be back next week on pregame show for the Bucks. I'll be back at home. I'm sure I'll be doing a Finstock overtime at some point with Brett and Greg. But guys, like and subscribe, and always fins up.
Fins up.
Meteor.